Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Mo for PlanetDestiny, and welcome back to yet another Foundry Focus, the series in which we recommend some Foundry weapons, that being weapons that come from the 3 core weapon foundries right here in the tower. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off. We're going to be taking a look at 3 weapons today, one from each of those core foundries. I know you guys really wanted to see me talk about this thing, and it's completely understandable, because not only is Hungary one of the best legendary scout rifles in Destiny right now, it's probably one of the best primary weapons in Destiny right now. This thing is just that damn good. It's got an awesome presence. I love this variation of the Amalon Scouts. They're much taller, they have like a higher cheek weld going on, and you notice that in first person. We've also got the slick and sleek white and black dead orbit paint scheme. If you want to get your hands on this, go hit rank 3, 150 legendary marks, boom, it is yours. But let's take a look at what makes this thing so special. We've got a great balance between rate of fire and impact here, high range, high stability, snappy reload, and the way I have it set up right now, a 20 round magazine. 20 rounds in a scout rifle. Yes, that's for real. You can just keep shooting all day long. Looking at our sight options, we have a choice between the Candle IS-2, which is more of a smaller iron sight setup. Moving down, we can get the CQC sight. This is a personal favorite of mine, the Torch HS2. It is kind of just the ultimate all-around sight choice. And if you want something a little bit more high zoom, long distance, you do have the Signal MS5. Just highlights long distance enemy targets at optimal combat range, so nice little cool feature going on there. Moving into our row 1 perk, we have triple tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 round to the magazine. This is one of my favorite perks, not just because of what it actually does, but because of the sound effect of a round actually being dropped back into the magazine, mixed in with the sound effect of you popping all of those heads. Moving over into row 2, we have a choice between extended mag and hand laid stock. Maybe you're someone who really appreciates super high stability on your scout. You can go back to a 16 round magazine, which is still pretty damn good, and you can get that increased stability at the cost of some range loss as well. Final row, we have a choice between Firefly and Underdog. Underdog, cool little perk, but honestly, we all know we're going to be running Firefly all day long. This is a great perk in PvE, and it's even a lot of fun to mess around with in the Crucible. You mix Firefly with a 20 round magazine and triple tap, and this is quite the symphony of sounds when you are engaging multiple targets with this thing. I am absolutely head over heels for Hungary. I know why you guys talk so well about it. I hope you're happy. I've made it known, I've spread the word, I've done my good deed. Moving on over, we have the Apple of Discord, which is available from the Vanguard Quartermaster. I think a lot of the pulse rifles, right, they get overlooked. You know, we have the Hawksaw, which is, you know, it's a Pokemon, as I said in the last video. That thing's doing really well. A lot of people loving that. Apple of Discord, a pulse rifle that I feel is getting overlooked. I've seen a few people mention it, a few people talking about it, and I understand why a lot of you were probably turned away from this thing initially. Some weapons are just great. You know, you pick them up, even before they're perked, they're pretty solid. Hungry's a prime example of that. I mean, you've got 16 rounds, great impact, great rate of fire, great stability, right out of the box. The Apple of Discord requires a little bit of time, and you really need to get this hand-laid stock, or at least fitted stock in. That increased stability is really what makes this thing kick. But what I do like, though, looking at our sight options here, we've got a choice between the GB Irons and the LC Range. I'm not a huge fan of the range sight, but this iron sight, this big round sight here, is so great for target acquisition. I love what's going on with that. Let's take a look at the stats real quick, though, before we get lost in the perks. Rate of fire, relatively high, lower impact. We've got, you know, kind of less than average range, not that great. But as I have it set up right now, fantastic stability, pretty decent reload, and a 36 round magazine. Not bad at all. Row 1 perk, we have Head Seeker. Body shots with this weapon increase precision damage for a short time. This is the perfect perk to have with a 4 round burst pulse rifle like the Apple of Discord. It means that you can use that recoil to ride up your opponent, you know, going from engaging with body shots to engaging with headshots, and you get that increased precision damage from doing so. It's a great perk, I love it. This one also has full auto. Full auto is just nice on anything that you have to pull the trigger on multiple times. Full auto scout rifles, full auto pulse rifles. It's nice to just be able to hold it down. You can worry more about controlling recoil, and it's going to allow you to be more precise in situations where it really matters, like the Crucible. Moving on over, final row here, we've got a choice between Snapshot, fitted stock, and hand-laid stock. If you run Snapshot on this thing, it's a bouncy rifle. The pulses on this are bouncy, they can be uncontrollable, you're going to want to take advantage of that extra stability. This is what makes this thing perform so well, especially in PvP situations. The rounds are going to be much tighter, it's going to be much easier to make use of Headseeker and to land those precision shots, and this thing easily becomes a 3, sometimes 2 burst kill weapon. It's a really fun weapon to use, and it's even quite powerful in PvE situations. This is a great go-to pulse rifle. Again, you can get it right from the Vanguard Quartermaster, get it perked out, get ready to go, maybe burn some motes on it, and this thing is going to be an awesome little tool for you to use. It's gonna be a great little pocket monster. The Vertigo. This in fact is the FWC rocket launcher, so you're gonna go ahead and have to actually obtain rank 3 with the FWC. It has, as you can see, an insanely high blast radius and velocity. Honestly, some of the kills that I've gotten with this thing because of this blast radius have just been bonkers. Super high, makes it a lot of fun to mess around with in PvE, and of course makes it a very powerful PvP rocket launcher. Stability and reload, not something that we're too concerned with when it comes to rocket launchers. You will notice that the rate of fire is rather slow. You are going to have a little bit of a pause before you can fire the second shot in this thing. Reload isn't that bad though. I have it boosted up right now. Let's take a look at the perk options. Hard launch, more velocity and blast radius at the cost of increased recoil. That's what I'm running. Just give me as much velocity and as much blast radius as you can, as I am good to go. Row 2, we got a choice between single point sling and speed reload. This is kind of player preference. You know, I'd rather have the quicker reload, but maybe in a PvP situation, you want to be able to ready quicker. Single point sling might be for you. Of course, we have the wonderful third row perk of grenades and horseshoes. Combined with that ridiculous velocity and ridiculous blast radius, you are going to be sure that you never miss your target. Honestly, if you miss anything that you shoot at with the Vertigo, that's on you. I don't know what you're doing. Maybe your thumbstick's broken. You might want to check your controller, because there's no reason you should miss anyone, whether it's in the Crucible or in a PvE situation with grenades and horseshoes, and that combination of blast radius and velocity on the Vertigo. Last, and definitely not least, we have a choice between Javelin and Lightweight. Most of you are probably going to run Javelin, get that increased warhead velocity. Either way, this is a super solid rocket launcher choice. I hope you guys check out all 3 of the weapons that we highlighted today, and I loved in last week's episode, or the previous episode of Foundry Focus, how you guys were sharing all of your different recommendations. I saw stuff with Apple of Discord, a lot of talk about the vanity. I love that. You know, that's my favorite part of being part of a community like Destiny, is getting discussion going. It's not always just about talking about what's best. Sometimes it's just about hearing about what you have been enjoying the most. So feel free to share any of your weapon recommendations, any of your Foundry weapons that you have been picking up in the tower that you've thoroughly enjoyed down in the comment section below. Definitely looking forward to doing more of these. I've become a big fan of actually making sure that I personally obtain these weapons before I cover them in the series. If you guys have any other questions for myself, feel free to throw them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to get back to you guys on that as quickly as I can. And as always, stay tuned right here at Planet Destiny for more awesome Destiny coverage. Stay safe out there, Guardians.